Okay, we're going to look at finding the area of rectangles and right angled triangles. Quite often these will be represented on a square background, so the easiest way to calculate the area of a rectangle is simply just to count the number of squares within the shape. So here I'm going to count in threes: 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24 squares for the area of that rectangle. However, it might be a case that isn't represented on squared paper. So the children have been learning a simple formula this week about calculating the area. So for this one they would need to measure the height and the length of the rectangle, or that information might be given to them. So let's imagine that this particular rectangle is 4 centimeters tall and 9 centimeters long. The children have learnt that to calculate the area of that, all we need to do is 4 multiplied by 9, which gives us the answer 36. Now, we've been talking a lot about the unit of measure for area, and we've been thinking about the fact that here we're doing centimetre times centimetre, and we know from having done 3 times 3 and 4 times 4 that a quicker way of referring to that is 3 squared or 4 squared. So the unit of measure for area is centimetres squared, and that's just reflecting the fact that we're timesing centimetres by centimetres. For a right angled triangle here, to find the area of this right angled triangle, first of all we'd remind the children that in this corner here we have 90 degrees. We've shown the children, and actually we've been physically cutting out the paper, that if you take 2 right angled triangles and you put them together by rotating them, they make the same area as the rectangle. So to calculate the area of a right angled triangle, all we need to do is calculate the area of the rectangle and halve it. So in this particular example I can count the squares: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares across and 3 squares tall. So I know that 3 times 8 is 24, so the whole rectangle would be 24 squares, but because I don't want that rectangle there, I'm just looking at this, I've got to halve it. So the answer to this one would be 8 times 3, which is 24 squares, and then I divide that 24 by 2. So the area for this particular rectangle is 12 squares. Sorry, the area for this right angled triangle is 12 squares.